All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic as always. Today we're going to be talking about the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income Strategy ETF, also known as JEPI. I'm sure you guys are not adverse to this fund. I'm sure you guys have heard it before. It's paying roughly a 11% dividend. But what I want to do in this video, I found a lot of videos online describing what JEPI does, and I found them to be very confusing. So in this video, I want to make the most simple explanation of what JEPI does, because I think I got a pretty good idea after doing my research, and I want to bring that to you guys in this video, show you exactly how it works. And you know what we could even do is I'm going to bring up my calculator, and we're going to calculate how much you can make on a return in JEPI. So if that does sound good to you guys, let's get into this video. But before we do, we're now up to 831 subscribers. As you can see, we got a lot of subscribers since yesterday, so thank you for that. Thank you for everyone who's watching our videos. We're getting a ton of views and a ton of likes, so I do appreciate the feedback. And as always, we're gonna watch this video, so stick to the end of this one, but you will decide if you do that or not, because today we are talking about JEPI. And let's get into a little bit of an overview about what it does. So JEPI seeks consistent premium income with lower volatility. Now, their expertise, they have managers with over 60 years of expertise in equity derivatives. Whatever equity derivatives are, they try to make it confusing. So their portfolio is comprised of defensive equity. It's a defensive equity portfolio that employs a time-tested bottom-up fundamental research process with stock selection based on some stuff. Okay, that sounds kind of confusing. Let's just cut to the chase, okay? This is JP Morgan's holdings. As you can see, they got a lot of what they call domestic common stock here, as I'm highlighting right here. So domestic common stock being just your normal stock like Adobe, Amazon, Microsoft. These are their top holdings, as you can see by their market cap right here. So these are their top holdings. And as you scroll down, they hold a lot of common stock, and what they do is JEPI writes covered calls on these common stock. Now, it generates some premium. These are also not super volatile stocks. As you can see, stocks like PepsiCo, Visa, these are long-term plays, but they're doing that because they want safety. Where they really make a lot of income as well is in these equity-linked notes. These are synthetic, what I'm assuming is synthetic covered calls potentially, but what is an equity-linked note? So an equity-linked note is an ELN, which is an investment product that combines fixed income investments with additional potential returns that are tied to the performance of equities. So they're basically making, as you can see, I do actually want to read this down here. Equity-linked notes are structured to return the initial investment, meaning if you invest $100, they're going to give you back that $100 with a variable interest proportion, meaning like an interest rate. So what JEPI does is they have these equity-linked notes probably tied to the S&P, which is you can see SPX. I'm assuming that's tied to the S&P, and they receive monthly interest, almost like you're paying a bank monthly interest. They're receiving their initial investment, and they're also getting the interest on top. So that's where I do believe they receive most of this 11% dividend. They write covered calls, do that through equity-linked notes, and covered calls in general on a lot of safer, not super volatile stocks. But yeah, that's a little bit about JEPI. Over the past history, you could see they were kind of like introduced in about June 2020, somewhere about there, and now we're currently in July 2023. Their stock price really hasn't moved that much if you look at it. Like, they've gone up. They kind of started at the COVID crisis, and so they potentially could have gone up just with all the volatility and everything with the market and stocks generally rising. They went down a little bit, and now they're hovering about this $54, $55 level. But JEPI is a company, they are a stock that writes covered calls and collects premiums on them. So their price doesn't really move too much. And what you are paying for in this fund, you're paying a premium due to the fact that they're holding a lot of stable companies, such as, as I mentioned, Amazon, Microsoft, Visa, PepsiCo, Hershey, Coca-Cola, all those stocks. They're not super volatile as you see in like TSLY or in Clip. They're not going to pay those massive yields, but you are getting some kind of security with that. So now with this 11% dividend, let's do a little calculation. I like to go crazy when I do it. So I'm going to do $1 million times this 11% yield, which would yield you about $110,000, which is not bad. JEPI is a stock that a lot of people like to put a lot of money into due to the fact that it is somewhat, I wouldn't say long-term, but it is a safer play in terms of the covered call ETFs. This is something that you could expect potential returns, but also a stable dividend yield going forward. So I hope this was a little video that helped you guys kind of understand JEPI a little bit better. I understand that sometimes people make it confusing and they throw all these ELNs and all these terms at you and try to, sound complicated and smart. But I try to break it down for you guys. They're a covered call ETF, which just writes covered calls on non-volatile companies, on safe companies, and they get a lot of income from these equity linked notes, which is kind of like having TSLY or CLIP in your portfolio. They provide a bulk of that income. So that's a little bit about JEPI. I hope you guys did learn a little bit in this video. I hope it helped. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. What I do want to say is just subscribe if you did enjoy this video and watch our future videos. We got a lot of videos on Tesla, Clip, and all amazing stocks that are going to pay you massive monthly cash flow. And yep, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, and I will see you guys next time.